Hi, this is Bob Leahy from PositiveLite, and we're talking to Ken Monteith. Ken, we're in Montreal now at the Delta Hotel. Tell us why we're here.
We're here for the sixth Skills Building Symposium on HIV and AIDS.
And this is your hometown.
It is.
It
well,
is.
Hometown. I've lived here for 32 years, but I grew up in the West.
Yeah. Do you live in the village, or where do you live?
I live in the suburbs of the village.
Okay. Now, is that a good part of town, or tell me about that?
Well, not necessarily. There are no trees on my street, but it's a handy part of town.
Okay. And you have a boyfriend?
Nope.
You don't have are you looking for a boyfriend?
No, accepting applications.
Yeah, accepting applications. Where do we, your email address is where?
Yeah, you can
we can
comment
find
on
you.
my post and invite me to...
Now, you have your own blog. You're a blogger from way back, aren't you? Tell me about your blogging experience.
It's funny, you know, because I was inspired by Brian, who started PositiveLite.
Brian Finch.
Yeah. So when I saw him at many things, being involved in CTAC and seeing him at CAS, and he inspired me to start my blog to tell my own story. So, you know, my story is a bit about my experience with HIV, but it's a lot about my opinions about everything, because I have an opinion about everything.
I noticed. And you also, and of course, Ken also writes for PositiveLite, and your column is called "Talk to the Hump." Now, I think it's, if you poke around, you know, you may know this, but tell us again why you call it "Talk to the Hump." Here, maybe here we are featuring the famous hump, but it's only a little hump. But tell us about it.
Of course, I'm fixated on it, so it's huge to me. But
you are the poster boy for neuropathy,
no, it's lipodystrophy.
Lipodystrophy.
So you know, lucky me, I didn't have my cheeks disappear, but I have other things. This extra girth on my face is not fat, actually. It's apparently my expanding salivary glands that the only way to deal with them is to radiate them. But that doesn't interest me. I'll be wide-faced.
So you decided to make fun of it. And,
yeah.
So is that your only side effect you want to talk about? Do you have neuropathy or anything like that?
No, I have an interaction with. I have arthritis. So oddly enough, it's that teeter-totter thing. If the HIV is going well, the arthritis is going badly.
Okay.
And vice versa.
Yes, but you make fun of it.
Yeah.
Which is sort of a PositiveLite thing to do too.
What do you do?
Yes. Now tell me about Montreal. I'm from Toronto, so I know Montreal a bit. Tell me what's the hot thing. If you're a young guy looking for excitement, where do you go in Montreal?
Oh dear, I haven't been a young guy looking for excitement for a long time.
Well, try and remember.
So I don't know what the kids these days do. But,
yeah.
Really, this is a city that you really want to be here in summer. You know, from about May through October. Everything is outside, you know, and that's a bit about how scary the winters used to be before the global warming. Okay. But
now I noticed
everything's outside.
Okay.
You eat outside, you play outside.
All right, but I noticed also there are a lot of bathhouses and strip bars, and it seems a kind of sexy city. Are French guys like naturally horny, or what is the story here? Why are there so many steam bars?
I think there's just a bunch of Francophiles out there because it's all the tourists who are frequenting those places.
It's all tourists. And tell me about the strip bars. Do you ever go to the strip bars?
Only when someone's visiting from out of town.
You take them. You haven't actually performed.
No, well,
yet.
You know, I used to. I'll tell you what I used to do.
This is the secret. This is the secrets we're interested in. Yes.
Is that I used to perform at the Black Eagle, so I got tied up and whipped on stage.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a different shape then.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll arrange a demonstration later. That would be another video. And so that's just interesting. And you also go to Toronto sometimes. You go to conferences like I do. How do you think Toronto compares with Montreal in terms of the gay scene?
Well, of course, I wouldn't be a good Montrealer if I didn't say Toronto was horrible.
Okay.
But I actually think that you know, it's a scary thing to see the decline of those social spaces, and it's happening everywhere. But in Montreal, we still seem to have a village that works, and that is lively and has people on the streets, and so I find that interesting. you know, I remember Toronto before they hid the steps inside a cafe. And that was interesting, you know.
Yes.
That gave it a street life, and I think the
Okay.
street life is going away.
So you enjoy living in Montreal. Tell me one good place in Montreal to eat. If I'm a tourist in town, where should I go?
Well, you know, I'll tell you my secret little restaurant.
Okay.
It's way up on the plateau in the middle of a residential neighborhood, and it's called Bistrot L'Entrepont. And it's a little chef-owned place. It seats maybe 30 people, and so on the weekend they have two servings, you know, a 7 and a 9:30, and you have to reserve, and you bring your own wine. But it's a fabulous French cuisine.
Good. A good tip. Ken Monteith looking for a boyfriend and taking applications. Thank you very much. Thank you.